This mistake we've made in education in this country in the last generation is cutting music and art programs out of our education system.
I think the kids need just to have some place that they can express themselves and maybe have a little downtime from all the schoolwork that they do.
We have tons of data that suggests that children who have a full curriculum in the arts, I mean, it goes on and on. They're 3 times more likely to graduate from high school. They do 100 points at least better on their SATs. They're better in math and science. In short, they're better and productive citizens and not people who are going to be taking away from society through the criminal justice and welfare system.
That the arts are a necessity and not a luxury to all of us and to society.
Programs such as radio, TV, photography, and the recording arts are among 19 other programs here on campus that are set to be slashed if Proposition 30 fails at the ballot in November.
Arts speak a magical universal language.
I can't remember a time in my life without art.
The arts are what make us human, and they express our humanity.
It's like coded into our DNA.
Tonight, the school board met to talk about the situation and hear from the community. A minimum of $7.4 million needs to be cut from the budget in the next 18 months.
Creativity is really going to drive the future economy, I'm convinced.
Think back to your high school experience, maybe middle school or even elementary school. Remember how much fun art class and music classes were? Unfortunately, these fun memories that we had may or may not exist for kids in the near future. But why is this? It is because funding for art programs in public schools have been cut drastically in Pennsylvania. Arts are extremely important to our nation's society. Because we are looking at specifically Pennsylvania schools, we will be analyzing the problems with arts programs being cut in everything from suburban schools to inner city schools. This is an important issue because studies have shown that students involved in the arts tend to do better in school all around. I think this is an issue that needs to be raised because each year dropout rates have increased more and more. Arts programs are not a waste of money, but an investment in our children's futures. Well, when did this become a problem? This became a major issue in 2009 when schools and businesses began to suffer with the economy as we dipped into a recession. Programs have been cut in schools nationwide. School administrators seem to believe that the art programs such as music and fine art are not as valuable to a student's day-to-day life as compared to a subject such as physical education or even sports.
Hold up. Let's talk about who this presentation is really for. The people we really need to reach out to the most are school board members who decide what should and shouldn't be cut, students, teachers, parents, and the community to raise awareness. It is not only art we would be losing with these cuts, we would lose history as well. In a recent article from Harrisburg, Tom Stonebeck said, if we don't start getting revenue from the state, Pennsylvania is going to lose its grip on history, on its identity, and its story, not to mention the tax dollars we generate every year. Because cuts would affect all arts, museums would be hit hard as well. There is one group that is fighting for the arts in Pennsylvania, and that is Pennsylvania Partners in the Arts. In an article from D.C., State Representative Doug Reichley is encouraging artists to extend their art and experiment in new styles and themes. Sometimes just a little encouragement results in great things. It is good to see that officials are encouraging arts and not all officials are for the cuts in funding for them. Lisa Starcheski has been an advocate of the arts her entire life, and that is evident in her interview. She's an accomplished actress and vocalist and often performs live. She believes in the power of the arts and the important things it can do for a young mind. Examples, developing social skills and confidence. Lisa served on the Phoenixville Area School District's school board for several years and knows all about budgets and ways around them. Lisa also owns a performing arts studio and is the founder of FaceTime Community Theater. Lisa Starcheski said, involvement in the arts boosts confidence and self-esteem, keeps people learning and growing in their abilities and talents, contributes to a sense of connectedness with the community, and helps grow friendships and networks. Exposure to the arts brings people of all backgrounds together to share in the beauty of the arts, and is often a learning experience, exposing people to the great art, music, and theater of the past and present. Lisa also said, I have served on a school board and I have experienced firsthand how difficult budgeting can be. However, I also know that there are always ways to cut down and to be creative in finding solutions to financial issues. I also believe that it is inherently unfair and short-sighted to eliminate arts programs first and leave other programming intact. I believe that arts education is just as valuable as physical education when you are looking at the whole student. Kate Nice is a strong advocate of the performing arts and vocal performance as well. She is currently the Vice President of FaceTime Community Theater, working side by side with Lisa Starcheski, and co-directs their summer stage program with Jessica Potts. She is also an instructor at the FaceTime Performing Arts Studio. She works with the local preschools by directing their musical theater programs. Kate teaches private voice lessons and has also been directing musicals for all ages for years. She has also starred in many shows herself. As a teacher, she has taught at Phoenixville High School for over 10 years, teaching math and building the choral program to what it is today. Kate Nice said, "Everyone needs something. Every child deserves the chance to fit in somewhere. The arts help to ensure that all children have a chance to explore their talents and endowments. Art adds quality to life. It is a crime to take that away."
Alright, now back to the background information. Funding for programs began to be cut in 2009, as you can see here in the graph. This resulted in the laying off of teachers and staff due to lack of funds. The funding was more or less cut in half, and it began at about $15 million and was eventually cut to around $8.5 million. That's crazy, 2 short years. Well, what are our options to solve this issue? Well, we basically have 3 potential options to look into. We could A, raise school district taxes. We could B, equalize funding between extracurricular activities, or C, we could simply just fundraise. Let's look at solution 1, raising school district taxes. This option takes the longest out of the 3 suggested because you have to pass through the district officials the idea of raising the taxes. You also have to figure out how much you want to raise the taxes by, and then also collect all of those taxes and allot them to certain sections of the art programs or whoever you want the money to go towards. Along with taking relatively long, this option would annoy the most people and cost the citizens the most money. No one likes having their taxes raised. Parents may also be specifically peeved if their children don't even participate in any of these arts programs. So that raises the question, why raise taxes for everyone if only certain students partake in this program? Overall, this solution would be pretty effective as far as getting money for the arts funding. However, it may be looked down upon since it takes quite a while to come up with all this money and may cause the most drama amongst the district and its officials.
Alright, what about option B? Equalizing funding for extracurricular activities. This solution wouldn't take relatively long at all, maybe a month or maybe a couple more. The school board would just have to get together and figure out how to evenly allot money amongst all the extracurricular activities. They may have to take money from activities such as sports, as they tend to get more funding than activities such as the arts. This may annoy some students and teachers. However, this would be a fair way to get funding for all the activities. This may also cause the most drama amongst teachers and students out of all the solutions. This solution wouldn't necessarily cost the district any money, but it would cost the activities that you're taking money from to equalize the funds for supplies and such. Overall, this would be pretty effective as a solution for the arts. The arts would be funded just as much as everyone else. However, the downside of this would be that some departments may need more funding than others, and if everything is equalized, then some departments may not be able to afford supplies or whatever they need. But it would satisfy the people that think everything should be equal.
And finally, option C, fundraising. This option would take anywhere from 1 month to 12 months. It all depends on how much fundraising is done and how in-depth it is. If fundraising such as a garage sale or bake sale is done, that could easily be done within a month. Whereas if fundraising such as ordering candles or popcorn, this could take 1 to 2 months because products have to be ordered, organized, shipped, and then distributed amongst people. There's no definite answer for how much this option could cost. Fundraising could go millions of ways. If you get volunteers to bake for a bake sale, that wouldn't cost anything because people are volunteering. Whereas if you're going out to people's houses to sell product, you have to pay for gas money, which takes a decent percentage. Out of these 3 options, what looks best to you? We believe fundraising would be the most plausible solution. It could possibly cost the least amount of money for the school district, and it would cause the least amount of drama amongst people or the different activities. And it is also a never-ending possibility. Fundraising is a simple, long-lasting option to raise money for a cause. You can fundraise year-round, and it can continually be earning money for the program of your choice.
Art. It's everywhere, from arts and crafts to that TV show where all the kids sing, to show-stopping Broadway productions, to high school auditoriums, to even award-winning cinematography. Art is everything. We need to keep art programs alive and funded in our public schools. The way to do this is fundraising. It is extremely important for our future.